It's extraordinary what people say they saw at Ford's Theater that night. John Wilkes Booth was a megastar.
The American political climate has always been rife with division, but even juxtaposed against today's polarized environment, it has never been nearly as divided as it was during the Civil War. I'm Alec Baldwin. This is a story that shows how the lines are so often blurred between hero and villain, immortality and infamy, justice and vengeance, and how in that respect nothing has changed today. Listen to The Ides of April, starting July 23rd, wherever you get your podcasts.
Pie in the Sky Media.
Wow.
Oh, we're live. 3, 2, let me get my microphone. 3, 2, 1. Hello, Criminal Mischief Nation. Welcome back to another bonus episode of Criminal Mischief with Carolyn and Branden. I am co-host Branden Morgan, along with the great Carolyn Osorio. She is gracing us once again with her presence. Carolyn, pleasure to see you. How are you?
Hi. Hi.
All right, you ready for this?
I am.
Okay.
I'm looking at your array of sneakers.
Oh, yeah, right?
Is that like a massive, brag of some sort?
No. I'm building a new sneaker rack in my closet. So my ones for the week I have out. So, yeah.
Your ones for the week?
You know what? Don't break my balls on this, okay? I still think the right pair of sneakers is going to fix me, and I'm on the never-ending search, okay? I get it. It's a problem.
You know what's so cool is that yes.
Get past it.
I will absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you know that my wife's sister, my sister-in-law, and her husband live across the street, okay?
Yes.
They have
Yes.
kids my kids' age. We're raising our kids together. They're our best friends. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
The husband is one of my closest friends. We, both in long-term. I've known him 25 years. Okay.
Yeah.
We're very different people. We're very different.
And here comes the wind up.
Okay.
Got it.
Specific in a lot of ways, but a way that I will illustrate the difference is with how we raise our kids. Okay.
Yes.
I guess
Yes.
I fall more on the strict parenting side with curfews and chores and stuff. Okay. He's more of the free range parent. Like, I don't know where my kids are, and they've never had a curfew, and who knows what's going on. Okay. He has great kids. I love them. They're well-rounded. They're smart, everything. But that's kind of how he does it. All right. You know, my bird, Mac.
That you guys were co-parenting.
My rescue bird, Mac. Yes. We've had her for about 14 months now. The co-parenting lasted about a month. And then he just was like, nah, okay. So me and my family, we've raised this bird. Every now and then, okay, like an absentee dad who swoops in on Christmas and thinks their kids still like skateboarding, all right, he comes over and he says, hey, I want to hang out with Mac a little bit. Okay. All right, remember, she has to stay in the cage when she's outside. He goes, well, she's not going to go anywhere. I'm like, she's a bird. She's going to fucking go somewhere sooner or later. And he didn't listen to me. And today he was outside with Mac, and Mac fucking flew away. And I was out. I was halfway to driving my daughter to a party somewhere, and he texts me, Mac flew away. I go, holy shit. I panic. I turn around. I come back. Which direction? He points this way, and then he has to leave for work. Okay, so it's me. I call my wife. She leaves work early. She comes home. My daughter. I have a ladder. I'm climbing up on people's houses. Okay, I'm trying to listen for her. Right? It's hours go by. I'm heartbroken. I'm thinking I'm never going to see this little sparrow again that I rescued, that I raised from a chick. Okay. And then I hear her because she hears my voice. I hear her. She's like 3 houses away up in a tree. I climb the tree. I still don't see her, but I could hear her. And I know it's her. And I shake the tree and she flies, and I see her because she's not a good bird. She's injured. She's got a birth defect. So she flies all fucked up. Right. And so I see her struggling and she's all scared, but she goes in the direction of my house to another tree. I'm like, okay. So then I move the ladder. I climb up that tree. Okay. And I shake that tree and she flies again, 1 tree, 1 yard closer. So now I have to climb up a 3rd tree. Then I get a business call from a high level celebrity that I'm currently working with. And I'm up in a tree trying to find my sparrow, and I have to take the call. Okay. Meanwhile, my wife is down below. Do you see her? Do you see her? I'm like, I'm on the phone, honey. Like, whatever. Okay. The bird winds up in a tree right across the street from my house. So now I'm in my front yard and I have my arms out like a scarecrow. And she sees me and she's chirping, but she's scared. And then she gets in a fight because she didn't know that she wandered into a hummingbird's territory. And hummingbirds are very, very fucking territorial. So this hummingbird is just dive bombing her and she doesn't know what the fuck is going on. So she panics and she flies towards the house and then loses her fucking, then kind of hovers and glides down into my next door neighbor's yard. Okay. My next door neighbor and I don't get along. Whatever. But I buzz. I'm like, hey, yo, my bird flew into your yard. I got to come in. He goes, okay, fine. Lets me in. I go in. I'm asking my wife, what tree? What tree? She goes, the tree right there. So I look up the tree and I'm like shaking it and I can't see her. And then I hear a chirp and I look and she's on a branch right here at eye level. And I turn and she's fucking right there. And she just jumps onto my shoulder. And then I just walk home and got her back. We got her back.
There's so many things for me to unpack here. I just don't even know. I don't even know where to begin because
I'm never letting her out
why
of my sight again.
why did you why did you start the conversation off with how your brother-in-law raises his kids compared to how you do?
Because
this is a bird.
A normal person, okay,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
would understand that a wild bird will have a tendency to fly away if they're outside, not in a cage, right? So if he understood that it's a bird that lives in a house and is not equipped, has no survival tools to survive in the wild, you don't bring that bird.
You don't have to dumb it down for me. I'm sorry.
So
I know.
No, but the reason I say that, it's stuff like this. Like, my kids' bedtime has been 9:30 forever. They go to bed, lights out, they're asleep by 10 o'clock. I start working like my second day of work. And sometimes it's like 11:30, right? And he's right across the street, right? And he's good to talk to. He's super smart. He's a therapist, right? And so I bounce stuff off him and everything. And often, I'll knock on the door at 11:30 and his 11-year-old son will answer, go, Dad, it's not Uber Eats. Where are they? They hadn't had dinner yet at 11:30 on like a Wednesday. All right. So that's a little
judgy.
No. I'm just saying that's his free range parenting style. And I said, his kids are great. He's got great kids. It's not like they're delinquents.
It's so funny that you say free range and we're literally talking about a bird. You're being like a hoverer. I thought the goal was to have the bird be free.
No.
That's not the goal anymore.
No, the bird would be a chicken nugget for a raccoon in 10 minutes. Like, the bird wouldn't last a night out there. When you see the bird, that's probably why she was kicked out of the nest, right? Because she was born with some kind in got like a problem with her left wing. So she flies in these circles.
Brandon, I understand.
No. So that's why she's an indoor bird. And that's why he shouldn't bring her outside out of the cage.
Well,
but he likes it. He does it for Instagram. Sitting here reading with a bird on my chest. Right? It's like
I already remember when you said that he wanted to take her to the store. You told me everything I
take her to the store, right?
About your brother-in-law of like he wants it as it's like a prop,
It's a prop. Exactly.
Yes.
It's like she's like fucking jewelry for him. Yes, exactly.
I get it. I understand. And I'm sorry that you went through that, but
5.5 hours.
I know
climbing trees.
Like I said, I'm not even gonna try to unpack this because you already told me like you spent a year in therapy when your dog died. So I think that it's sweet that you care so much, but I'm not going to give you any compliments because whenever you do, then I get beat.
I had already internalized. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to see her again. I'll hear her chirping. She'll let me know she's okay. And then one day I'll stop hearing the chirp because she found some cool flock that's going to take care of her. And she moved to Hollywood. That's what I was going to tell myself,
Yeah. Yeah.
But we got her back.
Well,
Thank
congratulations.
you.
Way
Thank
to
you.
not give up. Way to not
It
give up.
was an odyssey. It was an odyssey
Hmm.
to get her home, but she's home. So,
Okay.
wow. How was your week?
Yeah. It's just been really, really, really busy, but
In a
it's
really good way. In a really good
in a
way.
really good way, in a
Yeah.
really, really, really good way, but
Yeah.
it's been really, really busy. It's funny when you're, I guess I'm a little bit more sensitive to the comment about the your brother-in-law because it's like I've just been so busy that I haven't been doing my regular routines of cooking and doing certain things
Mhm.
and I've just, it's like a reset for me about not being like I can't I can't not do it.
Right.
I
Right.
have to do this. And so, I have a really supportive family, but it's like it's they're used to a certain thing, a certain way, and it's like I can't let myself buy into it
Yeah. You
because
better make that
there's other
turkey pot. You better
people.
make that turkey pot pie, woman. Come on.
Okay, I made a calzone today and I
Oh, what was
felt
in it? What was
great.
in it? What was in it?
Well, just I do the basic. It's just like really great tomato sauce,
Mozzarella ricotta?
mozzarella, really great the pecorino cheese, the
Ooh, wow.
homemade crust, which is so easy, or pizza crust. It's fine, but nothing crazy. But my kids love it. So
I love a
I
good
have
calzone.
moments like that where I steal away and I'm like, then I'm mom, you know what I mean? So that's cool.
I love a good calzone.
Yeah.
I really do. Wow.
I know
All right,
they're
your
delicious.
stock
They're
just went up a
delicious.
few points. Making homemade calzones. That's
I know when
pretty
it's like
solid.
90 degrees in Seattle.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. Was it that hot up there today?
Yes, it was like
Wow.
86.
That's pretty
Yeah, it was
rare.
crazy.
Yeah, we had a
It was
heat wave in LA last week, like 95, 96 all week, but it's back down in the 80s today, which is really nice. So it's been a
hmm
really mild summer. I've been so happy with the summer.
So let me ask you a question. I want to go back to the bird for a second. What
Yeah.
kind of ladder are we talking about? Is it one of those ones that's like the double one, or is it just a single one? Or like what kind of trees are you trying to climb?
Well, I have a 6 foot ladder, right? And
Yeah.
that gets me to the lowest rung of branches. And then I
hmm
just pull myself up and then just go. And then the rest is just
And but
climbing a
what
tree.
kind of trees are these? I'm
Like
just trying to
huge, huge
imagine.
trees. I'm 30, 40 feet
What
above the ground.
what kind? What kind of
Okay.
tree?
Canary Island pine. Okay. Japanese maple. Do you really want to know the species? Okay, I'll tell you
I'm
the
just
species.
trying to. LA is kind of like
A
I think
lemon
of palm
tree,
trees.
a
You
big
got
lemon
orange
tree,
trees.
a big olive
You know.
tree. Okay.
Okay.
And then two Canary Island pines and a Japanese
Yeah,
maple.
the Japanese maple, they don't get that
They
big,
do. Sure, they do.
do. Okay.
Absolutely.
Is it like a
Yes.
red one or a green one?
The Disney Plus Hulu HBO Max bundle. Plan starting at just $16.99 a month. Catch Limitless, Live Better Now Season 1 with Chris Hemsworth on Disney Plus.
We got a lot of work to do.
Alien Earth on Hulu.
This ship collected monsters.
And Final Destination Bloodlines on HBO Max.
Death is coming for our family.
The Disney Plus Hulu HBO Max bundle. Plan starting at $16.99 a month. All these and more streaming soon. Visit Disney Plus Hulu HBO Max bundle.com for details.
Getting ready to step into your career era? Set yourself apart with Adobe Creative Cloud Pro for students. Hone your skills with apps like Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, and more, powered with the latest in creative AI. Students save over 55% so you can build a portfolio you're proud of. Launch your future with Adobe Creative Cloud Pro for students. Visit adobe.com/students to learn more.
Hey, I'm Bruce.
And I'm Jeff. We're here to tell you a little about our new podcast called Taboo Treasures. In Taboo Treasures, we explore the human obsession with objects of extreme rarity and infamy.
Yeah, we're going to get into Barbie, Hitler, one-of-a-kind soccer ball,
And of course, drugs, guns, murders.
and cults. We hope you'll join us and learn a little and maybe even laugh a little while we tell you some of the stories behind the stories you only think you know.
Green.
Green. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because you're talking about a fire. It's like there's a fire maple or something. That wasn't one of those. Yeah.
Well, it's like a Japanese maple. It's like the ones that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. I was trying to figure like how high you were going to climb to get this bird. That would be like the massive Darwin Award if you fell off the ladder.
I know.
I'm
And I
sure
didn't have
that
a
thought was
plan.
going through your
And I
head.
didn't have a plan. I'm up in that first tree. I'm like, what happens if I get her? How do I get down with one hand? You know? And I'm
I
like,
know,
all right,
but wouldn't she just be on your, wouldn't that be the
maybe. And then
indication?
she'd fly away again, and I'd be pissed off. So I was gonna wrap her in my shirt and like hold my shirt in my mouth like this, so
Oh
she
my
couldn't.
gosh, that's like so old school. Like,
Yeah,
yes,
right. I
yeah.
know.
Oh my gosh. Oh
Gen X
yeah,
carrying shit.
yeah.
Yeah, I have these cool rocks from the stream. I'm gonna carry them in my shirt while I'm on my bike. Yeah,
No,
exactly.
or, you make a tank top. You roll the bottom and then you pull it through.
Absolutely. Yes,
Yeah, baby.
that's what I was
The
gonna
hang
do.
10.
That's what I was totally gonna do. I know. I know.
I totally was seeing that and
Yep.
I was loving it.
I was ready. All right, well, let's talk about the episode. First of all, cool for including the trailer. That's great, everybody. It's live now. You can go follow the show, Stolen Voices of Dole Valley, wherever you get your podcast. The trailer is live. Click follow, and you won't miss an episode. And for true crime aficionados, of which I consider myself to be one, this was a story that Carolyn found that I had never heard of, and I can almost guarantee you haven't heard of it either, and it's going to blow your mind and piss you off and make you cry and make you smile and cheer and then cry again. But it's an amazing show, and we've put 2 years of work into it, and you'll see that in the final result. So please check it out.
Yes, please check it out.
Yes,
And
yes.
I've been having a lot of people ask because we're starting to do press stuff, like which is kind of what made me want to do the episode in this way of like what brought me to the case. And
Yeah.
so, I think that it was an interesting way to kind of get into this interview with Jeremy, which
Yep.
I came across him just randomly on LinkedIn. Like,
Yeah.
that's how, social media is cool where,
Digital age,
he went
man. Yeah. Powerful if you use
yeah,
it the
so I
right way. Yeah.
saw his post and it was all about this servant leadership and how he struggled with not having his brothers and all that. And I was like, that's really cool, because I can imagine that would be so hard to let that go. The adrenaline of
Yeah.
a career like that, like purpose, mission, and then you're just like, home.
Leadership, yeah, interesting. Interesting about leadership. Because he was really into that. I had a great mentor one time who said that managers let you know that they're important, leaders let you know that you're important.
Absolutely.
And that's the difference right there,
Yeah.
And so and I got that vibe from the guy that it was all outward. All of his leadership stuff was to benefit like others, which is super cool. But so and I like that he was inspired by just a trunk full of cool shit. Right? Like, oh man, look at that stuff.
I
And
know,
it made me
right?
think of one of my favorite action movies, Shooter with Mark Wahlberg, the Antoine Fuqua movie.
Okay. Yeah.
Because he escaped in an FBI vehicle, okay, when he was shot. Remember, and he had to like stop the bleeding, and he went through a car wash because he'd have a couple minutes in the car wash without anybody seeing him. And he got into the trunk, and there was such cool shit in the trunk. Right? He had like the coagulant powder, right? And there were like weapons and there were gear and bulletproof vests and all that shit. And that's like standard issue in the trunk of every FBI vehicle.
And
So
I didn't know that. I
yeah.
didn't know that SWAT would be trained as medics too.
Oh,
Like I
yeah.
had no idea. I did not know that. There was
Yeah.
a lot that I learned about, and that was the thing about his book that he wrote. It really kind of gives you a bird's eye view into the I mean, he's very much a gearhead, even in his writing. Which, if you like that kind of thing, I mean, you're gonna just love it. But like, he was even saying, like, okay, so the delineation between if there's a helicopter and there's an injured operator, that person goes first. If they have an injured dog, the dog goes second, and then the bad guy goes last. So the
Wow,
dog goes
good.
before the bad guy.
Fuck yeah, he does. So the dog should probably go before the operator if I were there,
Well, oh my gosh, absolutely.
Yeah.
With
Wow.
your bird on your shoulder. Yeah. So I just thought that there were insights like that were, when you see it in movies and TV shows, they don't have time to like explain that.
Right.
You just see them, stacked behind each other, and then like they've got their hands on their shoulders, and then they're like right, left, do.
Yeah.
Whereas this really gets into it.
Well, I also like that he mentioned we all swear an oath to the Constitution. Like
I knew
that
you were gonna
seems a
love
little
that.
Boy Scouty, you know what I mean? But it's so legit coming out of his mouth. You know, like you believe it.
Totally.
It's not just lip service. He's like, yeah,
No.
and that listen, that's restrictive
Mhm.
as it's supposed to be, right? Like it
Yeah.
restricts the power of law enforcement. You know, that you can't
Hmm.
just do shit. You can't throw someone down and search them, you know? Where a lot
Hmm.
of times that would probably help them out if they could, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you can't, right? So that I really dug that. Um, and then he got into the whole thing, which I found really interesting about the difference between the military and the FBI. How you can't question an order, but then you're allowed to or expected to. And then again, everything relates to movies with me. The Thin Red Line in the late 90s. You see that movie, the war movie?
Mhm. Yeah, oh
So there's a
gosh,
scene in it
yeah.
with Elias
Isn't that with
Koteas,
Sean Penn?
Sean
Is that with
Penn,
Sean
sure,
Penn?
huge
Yeah.
cast. Jim
Yeah,
Caviezel,
no,
Sean
no.
Penn, Nick
Yeah.
Nolte. Nick,
It was like 4 hours long or
yeah,
something, and it was just
yeah,
like
and
totally
it was the
brutal.
Battle of Guadalcanal. So Nick Nolte plays like a colonel or a commander in the field, whatever, and Elias Koteas is one of his captains, right? And we are just getting fucking mowed down by machine gun fire, okay? And Nick Nolte keeps
The
ordering it,
Royal We?
right? Americans, the Allied forces, right,
Yes,
versus the
yes,
Japanese. And Nick Nolte
yes.
keeps ordering, move, advance, advance, advance. That's an order. And Elias Koteas says, I'm not giving that order, sir. You'll do it or you're court-martialed. And then Elias Koteas, his character, says, sir, I'm officially advising you that I'm going to be filing a blah, 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 stroke 93, blah, blah, with Central Command, and I'm going to let them know that. And Nick Nolte goes, God damn it. Fine, fine. Stand down.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. So there is a mechanism where in the field,
Mm-hmm.
you could either do it, you'll get court-martialed still, but that will be a part of
Yeah,
evidence in
you're putting
proceedings.
the process in place to save yourself later.
Yes, right. For later.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes, yes,
And
yes.
and those actors are so good. And the scene played
Mm-hmm.
out it's so realistically, that I
Mm-hmm.
bought it. But, but so that was good. And it all of it points back to this really strong moral compass of this Rebmann guy, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And all
definitely.
the way down to carrying stuffed animals in his go bag, next to his machine guns and stuff, in case there's a kid who's all fucked up and needs to calm down and like here's a bunny, like chill.
Mm-hmm. I
Really
know, I know.
nice.
I mean, I think that like what stood out to me was his, like you said, the moral compass, his honesty, but also the surprise of just being himself in those interviews. And
Yeah.
like, he
Yeah, I
can't
would love
help
to
but
know
just
what
be
I
honest.
yeah, I'd love to know why his interview was so highly rated.
Well,
I'm
because
sure it
he
was
said
more
that
than just him being self-deprecating or being honest about his past failures. There had to be more than that.
I think that what we saw and heard, through the interview was just somebody who you believe it. Like, he
Yeah,
seems like he's in it for the right reasons
authentic.
and authentic and
Yeah,
really earnest. And I think that people try to bullshit even
yeah,
like, and I think he probably just went in there and I love that
yeah,
because so often we try to be different than who we are, thinking we're going to impress people when if we're just our authentic self, that's the better way to go. And that's the thing that people like more. When
yeah.
you try to be something that you're not, I think that I don't know. I think that that's really, really cool,
Yeah, I also liked a
because
lot.
sometimes it's hard to be yourself.
Sure, sure. For some people, it really is. It really is. I liked a lot that there was no
I think for a
hazing.
lot of people.
I like that there was no hazing in the FBI SWAT team.
Mm-hmm.
They don't partake in that childish fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
You made it. You're here. Get to work. Let's go. Your voice is
Have
as
you ever been
important as.
hazed?
No, I
Have you
wouldn't.
ever been hazed?
People have tried, and I've just said, oh, and then have left and not gone back. Like quit.
Wait a
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
Like what? Like how did they try to haze you?
Like because I was like a volleyball player, right? And I joined like a club team. And they're like, okay, new guy, you do this and you got to carry the. And I went, oh, all right, fuck it, and I just left. It's bullshit. It really is. If you've got to show me how big your dick is by treating someone poorly, then I don't want to be around you. So that's all. So it's happened a couple times at a place where a restaurant I got hired. You know, and they're like, "You got it." I'm like, "Oh, okay, see ya," and I left. I probably shouldn't have. I mean, I had a bad temper, a hair trigger, you know, short fuse when I was younger. Maybe I've settled a little bit, you know, and have my ego out of more decision making, but maybe not. I don't know. Haven't been in the situation.
Well, it's just an interesting thing about what you do when someone tries to haze you. Like, I just was curious what you would actually do. I can't think of any time that I was hazed, but I can think of times when I felt the pressure to do something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking back when I was like 20 years old, and there was this kind of haunted Martha Washington place that was a school where there was all this lore, and like everybody was like, it was like Halloween and go in. And I was just like, no, I kind of had the same reaction as you. It's like, surprise, surprise. I was like,
right. Like, I don't know. Peer pressure, I guess, is kind of a cousin of hazing, you know, and that's never.
Absolutely.
I've never really dealt with that either, you know.
You just walk away and say, fuck you.
Yeah. I'd rather be by myself. You know what I mean? I don't need company that bad to like be treated poorly. You know, I'm just like, I'll just leave. I'll go somewhere else.
Well, what do you do when other people, like, do you stick up for other people if they're being mistreated? Like, what do you do?
No, not really. I'm not that much of a hero, I guess. If people want to put up with it, okay, they could put up with it because maybe they're getting something out of it. Maybe they're lonely. Maybe they're desperate to be a part of a group or something, and good for them, you know. Dude, my brother, man, when my brother was in college, he would tell me stories of hazing shit that he had to go through, and he loved it. He loved it. There was nothing that he wouldn't do. Nothing. And it was kind of like, I'll show you how weak your hazing is because I'll fucking do it naked. Right? You tell me something and I'll do it I'll you know what? I'll set myself on fire as I do it. Like, what else? What else? You know? So, and I'm the opposite.
Whoa.
Yeah. I'm the opposite.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
What the heck? Your dad and your mom must have been like, I can't even, that combo.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. But speaking of my dad, I loved all the correlations to aviation because my father was a pilot, right? And so all of that stuff, the density, altitude, the wind, the weather, the all of that. Of course, again, that goes back to the movie Shooter, where he talks about, you know, a mile-long shot. You have to take into account the curvature of the Earth, and it's a trig problem, and what's the density, and what's the, you know, the rotation of the bullet, and all that. Yeah, it's fascinating shit. And so he had a head start going into sniper school there. You know,
he did because he
already understood all the aerodynamics. Excuse me. Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties here, so I will sign off. On behalf of myself and Carolyn Osorio, thank you very much for listening. Hope you enjoyed the episode, the interview with Jeremy Rebmann. Check out his book, Send Me. Great title and completely in line with the man's character and his willingness to be a protector, which you'll get from his book, and I hope you got it from the interview. And please check out Stolen Voices of Dole Valley. The trailer is live right now, and the show drops on August 19th. Okay, a week from tomorrow. So the first 2 episodes drop a week from tomorrow. You'll be happy that you followed the show. Thank you very much for listening, and until next time, stay safe out there.
From Pie in the Sky Media, Criminal Mischief is an EVO production, recorded live in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. We're produced by Brandon Morgan and myself, music by Soundstripe. For EVO Creative, I'm Carolyn Osorio, your writer and host.